Hey there, health lovers. Welcome to The Scoop, where we serve you straight nutrition talk, one scoop at a time. I'm Rachel. I'm a dietitian. I'm a wife. I'm a mom of 2 busy boys, and I am a big fan of making small, healthy changes that can lead to big results. So grab your coffee, your water bottle, or even your afternoon snack and settle in. We're about to dive into today's scoop. And trust me, these simple tips are going to make healthy living feel a whole lot easier. Let's get started. Any and all opinions and views shared by hosts and guests on this podcast are the speaker's own and do not represent the views of Live It Up or its affiliates or parent company. Welcome back to The Scoop, serving straight nutrition talk, one scoop at a time. I am Rachel, your host. Let's get to it because today we're talking about boosting your immune system. We're going to talk about boosting it through nutrition, obviously, because I'm a dietitian and I love to talk about nutrition. And we're going to talk about how small steps can really impact big benefits when it comes to what you eat and your immune health. All right. So the really fascinating thing about nutrition is that every single function and reaction in the body requires vitamins and minerals, but the body can't make these micronutrients, so we have to get them from food. This is why having a varied diet is so important. And you will hear me constantly talk about how you need to eat all different kinds of foods, because all the different whole foods that we eat, they contain a wide array of vitamins, minerals, and some of them antioxidants. And our diet needs to be a balance of plants, including fruits and vegetables and beans and legumes and nuts and seeds, along with proteins and whole grains and healthy fats. That's just one thing you're going to hear me say all the time. Each of these provide us with a different combination of macronutrients, micronutrients, and phytonutrients, which just mean plant nutrients like antioxidants. So when we have an eating pattern that cuts out large groups of foods, or we are a selective eater, we might be lacking some of these nutrients. And this can cause everything from fatigue to weak bones and nails, to cognitive impairments, difficulty producing hormones, and even changes in our metabolism. So you literally are what you eat. The immune system is no different. It relies on what we eat to be able to function properly. When we're low in certain nutrients, we might be more susceptible to infections. And it's not just vitamins and minerals, but also antioxidants that help. So getting plenty of antioxidants from a variety of vegetables and fruit, whole grains, this can help protect our immune cells from oxidation. This basically means that antioxidants help shield our cells from damage. There are a few specific vitamins and minerals that you can focus on because there are a ton that actually play a role in our immune system. I'm not even gonna lie, like B vitamins, zinc, vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin C. You could probably go through the list of all the vitamins and minerals and find a function in your immune system that they play a role in. But we'll just narrow it down, okay? We're gonna make it simple. That's what this is all about. We're all about the micro habits, so we wanna make sure that you feel confident in making these small changes to affect your health in the long term. So let's talk about vitamin C. A lot of people know that this particular vitamin is linked with immune support. Scientists have found that vitamin C is found in our plasma, in our cells, within a lot of parts of our immune cascade. So all the different mechanisms that go into our immune system, the way that it works, vitamin C is found in most of that. So the great news is that vitamin C is pretty easy to get from your food. It's found in green leafy vegetables, things like kale and spinach. You can also find it in Brussels sprouts. You can find it in bell pepper, strawberries, citrus fruits, papaya. It's in a lot. Nutrition tidbit alert, vitamin C is water soluble, and this means that it's easily broken down when it's exposed to heat, like in cooking, or if it's left outside for too long and you live in the heat of Florida, you're going to lose your vitamin C pretty quick. So once it's exposed to heat and light, that means a lot of the vitamin C is going to start breaking down. Now, it doesn't all break down all at once. You're not losing it immediately. It takes a little while. The hotter it is, the quicker you lose it. Once you cook it, just realize that you're not getting quite as much vitamin C as what you might look up is in that. If you've done a little research and you're like, oh, this eating one bell pepper is going to give me all the vitamin C I need for the day. If you then saute it with your eggs, you might lose a little bit. So just keep that in mind and make sure you're getting some fresh, uncooked veggies and fruits for your best bet as a source of vitamin C. Okay, how much do you need? Well, women need about 75 milligrams. Men need about 90 milligrams. Research actually shows that getting a slightly higher dose of about 200 milligrams per day may actually reduce the length of a cold if you take it early enough. We're not talking mega doses. I am not about the mega dose. But you do want to make sure that anytime you add a supplement to your diet, you speak to your personal dietitian or your health professional, because that's always important. You start something new, you have to make sure it jives with your medications. You got to make sure that everything is fine. So let's move on from vitamin C. We're going to talk a little bit about zinc. Zinc is also pretty well known for its role in our immune response. Zinc deficiencies are pretty rare, but it's not as uncommon for specific portions of the population. So young girls tend to be a little zinc insufficient. Older adults also tend to have difficulty maintaining appropriate zinc levels. So there are certain populations who we need to be a little bit more careful with in terms of making sure they're getting enough zinc. And zinc plays a lot of roles, not just in the immune system. It has a lot to do with growth and development. I mean, zinc is in a lot of places too in our body that we need it. But we can also get this mineral from foods that we eat. So meat, fish, seafood, eggs and dairy. It's found in nuts and seeds, and it's found in whole grains. But you have to be careful because the bioavailability, and that means the ability of your body to get nutrition from something, is actually low from whole grains, because whole grains also have something called phytate. What happens is that the phytate binds with zinc and our body isn't able to make use of it. So this means that, if you're vegan and whole grains are a big source of your zinc and you're not getting a lot of those animal proteins, you might need to be a little bit more on top of your zinc intake. And you might need to supplement if you're not getting appropriate levels from, the plants that you're eating. So something to think about. So we talked about vitamin C, we talked about zinc. The other thing we want to think about are the B vitamins. A lot of B vitamins actually play a role in our immune function. Many of the B vitamins are mostly found in whole grains. B6 plays a role in immune function, and we can find that in chicken, fish, cooked potatoes, bananas, meat, and dairy. It's kind of found in a lot of different things. So you do want to make sure that, you're getting a lot of plants when it comes to the B vitamins and whole grains, and that's going to be really helpful for your immune system. There's another way that we can impact our immune system, and this is through our gut. So a healthy gut microbiome supports immune function. What foods can we eat that can help with that? Fermented foods are excellent when it comes to feeding our gut microbiome and keeping all those beneficial bacteria thriving. What are fermented foods? Well, there's sauerkraut, there's kefir, which is like a cultured dairy drink. There's tempeh, which is made from fermented soybeans. There's miso, there's kimchi. So there's a lot of options. Maybe not within your taste palette, but try some out, see how they feel. You might like it, The other thing is fiber and resistant starch. And we talked about this. We talked about how incredible these are for your gut, and how, I just want you to make those micro habits a real thing because they're going to be so beneficial. These work as prebiotics. Refer back to episode 3 for more information. Again, resistant starch is awesome. I am a big fan of buying some green bananas to make sure you get some of that in your diet. And then there's probiotics too. They can be found in fermented foods and also in yogurt, but not all yogurt. Don't just buy yogurt and think you're getting probiotics, because you're not, all right? You have to make sure that the yogurt says live or active cultures or live or active probiotics. You're going to find that on the label somewhere. Make sure it says that if you're looking for your yogurt to actually give you some probiotics. So keep that in mind when you're in the grocery store. For now, what I want you to think about if you start a probiotic is that it might take a few weeks to colonize in your gut. It might take a few weeks for you to feel good taking it. You might feel bloated at first. Listen, these are different bacteria, okay? And they are fermenting foods in your gut. If they're fermenting more or less, you're going to notice that as gas and bloating. So just know that taking probiotics can cause different symptoms. It's not a bad thing. Wait it out. If after 4 weeks you're still feeling poorly, I would cut it out. It's probably not the right supplement for you. Let's summarize. Okay. Your immune system is vast and its nutrient needs are as well. All right. You want to get lots of vegetables and fruit and plants for vitamin C, for your B vitamins, and for antioxidants. Also for the different fibers. You want to make sure you're getting the right proteins for zinc and B6. There is a chance you decide that taking a low-dose supplement could help you boost your intake, like a low-dose supplement of a vitamin or mineral, especially during the winter months. But just make sure you're focusing on improving your intake of these whole foods. Don't just take a supplement as a Band-Aid, okay? When you think about supplements, they actually don't work the same way in many instances as whole foods because they've been pulled apart from the different phytonutrients that are in that food. And so they can't work as synchronously. They can't work in tandem together that well. All right. That's how you do it. Okay. So you really do want to have the whole foods. All right. It's okay to boost your intake with some supplements. Absolutely. There are times where I think supplements are very important, but just make sure you're also pushing the whole foods. Okay. Let's take a step back. Think about your own diet. Do you feel like you're meeting these minimum needs? Where could you make an improvement? And don't forget that some green supplements can work to bridge the gap in your nutrient intake as well, especially ones that are packed with micronutrients that come naturally from the plants that it contains. So there's a lot of different places where you can get some whole foods from in these different micronutrients. All right, tell me what new micro habit you're going to put into place. Tell me what you're going to do to help support your immune system. Write it down. Write down your goal. It could be that you'll try to get more vitamin C rich foods in your diet. But don't just say it like that. Don't just be like, gonna eat more vitamin C, right? That's not going to do you any good. That doesn't help you prepare. It doesn't help you plan. It doesn't help you execute. I'm going to buy more bell peppers and strawberries to eat this week. And then you have to go out and buy the bell peppers and strawberries. This way, you are making your goal more achievable. So let's discuss in our judgment-free zone. What's your goal? How are you going to put it into play? I want you to go forth and support your immune system.